Or you have to share the actual.
I don't know. Usually I share an individual link.
Okay, your life is supposed to be. Wait, no, it's reflecting.
Oh yeah, it's reflecting.
Let's turn around here.
It's funny.
Hey,
He did it twice. Okay, there we are. Shkoyach. Okay, a new world we're in. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Question. Go ahead.
We were asking about like a nightstand drawer that you have like your phone on top of it, and so it's considered busted because it has the requirements pushed that we said. We're asking if you can move the drawer.
I believe you can. Yeah, I believe the drawer has a separate din.
Oh, so
Correct.
it's not the entire thing.
That surface, and the whole. If you can't move the whole chest, but an individual drawer, I don't believe it would be affected. If the phone is in the drawer, then the whole drawer is going to be the drawer. Yes, I don't think the whole dresser. Only if those things are more important than the phone. I don't know about that.
Forks in your knives.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know
we
about
said
that.
the- we said the halacha
I don't know.
I said the halacha with the keys.
Yeah, I hear it. I don't know. I'm not sure.
So a drawer would not be a part of the buses. Let's say my granite countertop and I have my drawers to pull out.
I don't believe the drawer would be part of the buses, and I don't believe the drawer would make everything else buses. Meaning to say, a drawer could be a buses
It's a
without
it's
fire.
now.
Exactly. That is discussed in the poskim, and I haven't seen it this time around, but that's what I remember from last time.
If you left the phone on the dresser
Yeah.
and it starts ringing, it starts the alarm starts to kick off because you have to pull it off. You're allowed to slide it into the drawer so it can be less noisy.
Kalachayad. As long as you don't affect
But then,
the.
can I open the drawer and take something else after it?
Yeah, it's not a buses. Wasn't there when Shabbos came in? Okay. And now I need the Alter Rebbe because it was my computer that had it.
So it's not on the phone?
I can get the red one.
You did it?
Please, yeah, please.
I think that door was locked.
So you send the link?
The base manager's door was locked?
Yeah, the base manager's locked.
He doesn't have the key.
No.
Rafael.
Maybe the guy that came opened it, but when we came, it was locked. Thank you, man. I'm like a drawer that has like matches, but you also have like spoons and forks. You have like most items in one drawer, and you wanna.
If the non-mux items are more expensive, it's no problem.
If they are more expensive,
No problem.
it's no problem. Both ways.
Correct.
You wanna use this?
Yeah, you can find it online.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't have to
I don't know. Shulchan Aruch. Okay. Where was that? I was just starting, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't know if the guys are online here. I don't see them, but whatever. A person can take his son in the private domain.
You should be able to skip all this because I was following here when you were doing the.
I don't want to skip it because I didn't read it from here. I know, but I didn't read it. I want to make sure. It's not like you're holding it directly. That's only if there's no other way. For example, his son needs him. If he doesn't take it, he'll be sick. This is the Alter Rebbe's edition, by the way. This was not in the Mechaber. They did not make a decree against moving something indirectly without your actual hands in a case of Sakanas Choili. Sakanas Choili is understood not to mean literal illness, but extreme distress. Thank you very much. Extreme distress is also considered sakanas choili in this context. I saw that in the Dirshu. I forget who he quotes, but he says if the child is going to cry,
That would make a lot more sense to translate that like.
yes, if the child's going to cry and not calm down, that's included in this type of choili. Rav Karelitz. He's not going to stop crying until you pick him up. So it's extreme distress, basically.
No, you can really start being the shit the album with you.
Yeah. Lama.
No?
Rishus Harabim with an Erev. Rishus Harabim with an Erev is the same as Rishus HaYachid. Same thing. No difference. Okay. Also, you can't make the son drop the stone, because he'll cry for that too. But if he doesn't particularly want his father right now, also litla, you're not allowed to pick him up. When now, we're going to see later that you're allowed to move a basket if you need the stuff in the basket somewhere else and you can't tip it out. So over here, the son doesn't want you to pick him up necessarily. But the fact is you can't get him to drop the stone. So why can I pick it up just like I can pick up the basket? One second, I'm just finished. The whole point is we don't let you pick up the basket unless you have a reason for it. You need the basket somewhere else. You need the fruit somewhere else. It's impossible to tip it out because then you're going to ruin the fruit. Okay, we'll let you. But if there'd be no reason to have the basket, to bring the basket somewhere else, we wouldn't let you. So if the kid doesn't need you, don't pick him up. Yes?
Cases that I'm not allowed to move. It can be done by Nofri.
Yeah. We had that before. Because you have a permissible way to move it, so the guy, you can tell him.
No, in cases that don't have, I'm not allowed to move it. I'm not allowed to move
You can move Muksagam Kalachayad. You can.
I can move the candles also.
The what?
The candles after.
I mean, if they're lit,
No, after the
if they are off, why not? Kalachayad, yeah. I mean, there are shittas and there are shoinim, but Lamaisa we paskin and you're allowed to.
Is there any chabet when you move a person? Let's say a person is moving out. The fact that it's moving in the wind, is that the chabet not there? No.
I mean, it says that about a mare with oil, that he's not allowed to move it because the oil's gonna rock back and forth. It's gonna be mechav and maver. But it says that it doesn't apply to a candle because the oil is very easy to move. Every step you take, the oil sways back and forth. Candle doesn't really move much. Every time the oil goes further away from the flame, it takes away some of the light and gets closer to the flame. It adds some of the light. Small changes.
So also the bus is also. Because we're not allowed to move it. We're more than 2-9.
Kalachayad? No, it's okay. Yeah. Okay, Beis. Even if he has yearning for his father, we only allowed about the stone. But if he's holding a coin, you're not even allowed to hold his hand, and he's walking in the private domain. Alter is passing like the first opinion of the Mechaber, because he might drop it and you will pick it up. And you will be doing a complete act of tiltal muksa. Well, the tiltal gomer chashuv gazer afilu makom sakanas chayli kiyun shem sakanas nefesh hem leit lenu. To protect from regular tiltal, They made Xera even in the case of Sakonas Choili, since there's no Sakonas Nefashis. This is like unbelievable. You're not even moving Muktzah, because you're not lifting him up. You're holding his hand. They made a Xera that you can't hold his hand because you may pick up the Muktzah. It's like a Xera l'Xera. Muktzah is only a Xera d'Arabana. It's like a Xera l'Xera. And the kid is sick, meaning to say, however we're defining sick here, he is crying uncontrollably. He insists that you pick him up. He's not calming down. Can't pick him up. It's unusual. We don't usually make Xera l'Xera. It's an unusual thing. Yes.
How are they making Xera like that?
How do they? We do. Sometimes we find that they make Xera l'Xera. If it's called a Xera Kroiva, Chazal sometimes felt that it's a Xera Kroiva. It's very likely. It's not like a distant Xera. So it's very likely. If we don't make this Xera, it's very likely you're going to be over on the Rabbanan. You know what I'm saying? You can't bring Basar Oif on the Shulchan together with Chalav. You can't bring it on the Shulchan. Basar Oif is only the Rabbanan, but it's a Xera Kroiva. They felt if it's on the Shulchan, you're definitely going to eat it together. Question? No. Okay. Gimel. A basket that was had a hole in it, and you close it off with the stone from before Shabbos. If you put it in there tightly, you're allowed to carry it. It's not a buses. Because even the Evan has become part of the Keli when it's tight. It has become like its wall. So too a hollow pumpkin, or a gourd, that they put a stone in it to make it heavy and allow you to draw water with it. If the stone is tied to it well, from before, and it doesn't fall out when you fill it with it, but you're allowed to. Because now the stone is also it has become like the glass itself because it is nullified to it. You're not allowed to. If you attach it to it, so even if you didn't designate it forever, you did a maisa. You did a maisa to make it part of it, and it's part of it. If you didn't tie it, so then it's only considered not muktzah if you designate it forever to be there. Then it's not muktzah, otherwise it is.
What if it comes loose?
What if it's what?
The stone comes loose. in the basket.
Interesting question.
No purpose is just to make the pumpkin heavier to be able to pump the water. When you get which is going to fall, now you're able to use it.
And before it was a plug.
No, here's not a plug. Here's just a weight. Here's just a weight.
It was part of it before Shabbos. If it's during Shabbos, you get to lose it.
I mean, it would seem that because you did a maisa before Shabbos to make it part of it, it should remain part of it. I think it would still be considered part of it. I think you can't tie it on Shabbos, but you could put it back. I think so. I think it's actually considered not muktzah for the extent of Shabbos. Dalet. Davar also, but I don't have a proof for that, but I think. Davar also, but al davar mutar. Okay, here's the Alter gives us some yisodot, some fundamental knowledge about buses. Davar ha'aser betiltel, something that is muktzah. Shamunach al davar mutar, that is placed on something not muktzah. If you put it there from before Shabbos, midaitoi, with his knowledge, meaning to say purposefully, adas with the intent that it should remain there throughout the Shabbos, on Shabbos. We'll get to throughout later. The heter has become a basis for the Isser. And it becomes as muktzah as the thing itself. Mamish. If he had no intent that it should remain there for Shabbos, and he forgot to remove it before Shabbos came in, in which case it's not a basis. So he's giving an example of it not to be a basis if you forgot it there. Also, if it became a basis for both. He put something that is not muktzah that is worth more than the muktzah item. Here he says it has to be worth more. Like will be explained in Shin Yud. Because it did not become a basis for the Isser alone, it remains mutter. You're allowed to move it You're allowed to move it even though the Isser thing that's on it is being moved with it as well. However, if he is able to shake it off immediately, you have to shake it off. And then you'll move the heter alone. The makar to the place that you need it. But if you cannot, or you will in some way ruin the permissible item by shaking it off. Notice how the Alter Rebbe says you will ruin the permissible item by shaking it off. Like, for example, in the case where the fruits are there together with the stone, and if you shake it out to get rid of the stone, the fruits will get ruined. That's why we take that into consideration. It sounds like if you're going to shake it off and it's going to ruin the Isser, that's not a reason to allow you to move it with it itself, without shaking it. However, he brings here in the notes that elsewhere the Alter Rebbe says it is a reason. In other words, if you want the place, for example, not the place. If you, let's say you need the table somewhere else. It's a table that's not a basis because you forgot the item there. You need the table. You don't need to place it there. You need the table somewhere else. It has a muktzah item on it. And if you shake the muktzah item off, the muktzah item will be ruined. The table won't be ruined. There's nothing else on the table that will be ruined. The muktzah item will be ruined. There the Alter Rebbe says that is a reason enough not to have to shake it off. He allows you. In the case of a lamp is on a table. It's not a muktzah. It's not a basa situation, and you need a table somewhere else. You're allowed to move it without shaking off the lamp. Chiddush. Or the shaking is not going to be enough to accomplish what it needs to accomplish. Your whole purpose of getting rid of this item is to make room here, to do something there. In such a way that if you shake off the muktzah, you're not going to be able to do what you need to do here. You're allowed to move the heter with the isser that's on top of it.
What was the table with the lamp is not a basis? You have a nightstand and you have a lamp. Shabbos. You put it there before Shabbos.
Why? How could it not be a basis if you have something else that's more important than the lamps there?
But if you don't have anything else, you have a nightstand next to your bed. You put let's say a Shabbos lamp in it.
Yep. Nightstand is muktzah. Yeah.
It's a basis.
Basis, yeah. Now, is it a basis for a davar ha'asr, or is it a basis for a klisha malach de'leisa? That depends on how you qualify a lamp with an electric bulb. Because we said some say it's considered like muktzah gomer because they consider it a fire. I think we said Yashim says that. But other Achronim consider it like a Klisha Malach L'Isser. Malach L'Isser is a very small level. Muktzah. You can move it if it's in the way, if you need it, whatever. If it's not a Klisha Malach L'Isser, it's no big deal. You know what I'm saying? Only thing you can't move it for is if it's going to get ruined. And some say that there is no basis for a Klisha Malach L'Isser. It's such a low level muktzah that whatever is underneath it doesn't become a basis. So according to that opinion, it's not really going to be so relevant. But if you say it has a din of a fire and that it's muktzah gomer, then it will be relevant, yes.
That the Rebbe doesn't hold about that there's no basis for the Klisha Malach L'Isser.
I didn't see an altar of one or the other.
Tell me, Mayor here.
There's no minions, so we're not going to have mine here. All right, the next step is a little bit long, so we're going to stop here. And,
We have class tomorrow?
sorry?
We have a class tomorrow?
We have a class tomorrow. Yeah.
Rights.
I'm taking off next week already. It's too much. Sorry? Yeah.
אמרו חכמים, ארורתנו, כל מזונותיו של אדם כסופים בראש השנה חוץ משבתות.
Yeah, Daniel is asking still on, huh? Huh?
How do I tell him?
Chacham over here saying.
How do I tell him? Just can you tell him now? Just
Okay.
Saying that maybe it has to do under the topic of